We're going to be doing a prediction between the current governor of Pennsylvania, Shapiro, versus the current vice president of the U.S., Vance. So we'll start out with Nevada and then move eastward. Starting out in Nevada, I think that Shapiro would fairly easily be able to take the state of Nevada. The state did go red in 2024, but I think many of the trends that helped Trump and Republicans in general have largely reversed, but it will be an interesting state to watch, especially for the 2026 midterms. That can give us an idea of which way the state might go on the presidential level 2 years later in 2028. But I think now Shapiro is a fairly well-liked candidate, and he has a very high approval rating as Pennsylvania governor, and I think he would perform well in many of the swing states. Next up, we're going to go to the state of Arizona. This one I feel less confident in putting all the way into the lean blue column, but I do think Shapiro would probably narrowly be able to win it. Vance is going to be an interesting candidate. Republicans have never had, haven't had a nominee other than Trump for over a decade. So it will be interesting to see we don't even know if Vance will be the nominee, but if he does end up being the nominee, it'll be interesting to see how a Republican other than Trump performs in states that used to be safe red, that are now more in the swing column, such as Arizona and Georgia. But that's going to be the call there in Arizona. Heading over now to the state of Georgia, kind of hinted at it earlier. So this one I'm going to put into Josh Shapiro's column. That's going to be the call there in the state of Georgia. Georgia went blue in 2020 and also has 2 Democratic senators. The state has an interesting gubernatorial race coming up this November. That will be in 2026, obviously not 2028, but definitely an interesting race to watch, give us an idea of which way the state's leaning. And then this state, I am not certain about how to call. Really think it could go either way, but I think the most likely instance is that J.D. Vance would probably be able to win the state of North Carolina. That's going to be the first bit of good news for the Republicans and for the Vance campaign. And then I accidentally skipped over the congressional district in Nebraska. This one I'm going to put into the lean blue margin. This district even went to Harris in 2024, and that was not a good election year for Democrats. So I think if she can win it then, I think that Shapiro can win it most likely by a more expansive margin, but that's going to be the call there in the Omaha congressional district. Then we get to the swing states in the Midwest, the previously known as the Blue Wall, also known as the Rust Belt. These 3 states will ultimately determine which party wins the presidency. I'm going to start with the state of Pennsylvania. I think Shapiro would fairly easily win his home state. I think it would even be by a lean margin. I think Vance is from a neighboring state in Ohio, and I think he would win Ohio for sure, but generally Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin are quite a bit more competitive. But as far as Pennsylvania goes, I feel most confident in that one. And then probably the state of Wisconsin. Michigan, I'm going to put all 3 into the lean blue column. Now is a very favorable environment for Democrats. Currently, they are on the prediction market sitting at about a 60% chance of winning the presidency in 2028. So I think Democrats are well positioned, and this is going to be the final call for Shapiro versus Vance. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.